Hello and welcome back to day 23. You guys may have seen that on day 15 I did some mittens made out of craft paper and sewed them up, and I'm doing the same concept here today with these stockings. I took a big roll of wrapping craft paper that I have. I traced out a stocking design a couple of times and then sewed around the edges. You'll notice that the top is still open so I can put my things in there after I decorate these guys. But I did 3 of them, and they are going to hang together, and they will say Merry and Bright. And I'm going to do the exact same thing that I did with my mittens. I'm just going to freehand a couple of designs. I'm going to trace out the toe and the heel of each of these so that they look like actual socks. And then I'm just going to doodle designs all over them. Snowflakes, little Nordic sweater designs, zigzags, all kinds of stuff. So I'm going to let you guys watch that for a little bit. I'm going to put it to some music and then I'll come back when I go to the next step. trick to get these stuffed just right is I'm going to use a little bit of tissue paper. You could also use some plastic bags if you have real stockings and you need them to look full, and just stuff it down in the toe of that. I'm not going to actually have my gift go all the way down there, but I do want it to look kind of full, like there are things in the toe of these socks. So I'm going to do that for each of them. And then I'm going to use my ATG gun to seal up the tops, and also use that to add some of my trim just to temporarily hold it in place before I go and sew it. So I'm going to add this pom-pom trim here to each of my stockings at the top. And then after I've got that in place, I'm going to take this over to the sewing machine and secure it, so that's going to close up the socks and hold down the trim to the stockings. Have seen me do this on other days, but I'm actually going to take the day and cut it out with my circle punch, and then I'm going to punch a hole in the top and add an eyelet to make it into a tag. Now the tag for today is going to be fairly simple since the actual wrapping itself is pretty complicated, so I'm just going to take a couple of different layers of paper and add them to the back of this tag. I'm going to use one of my favorite journaling cards. It's this dark navy blue, these gold foiled stars, and I'm going to create a bit of like a flag that goes behind this so that it looks almost like a banner ribbon, or an award ribbon, I guess you could say. And then I'm just going to layer up a couple of pieces on top of that with a snowflake. Done, just to add some finishing pieces, I am going to use up some white puffy stickers and attach them to a couple of the stockings just to use them up. And then to string all of these guys together, I'm going to take some of my jute twine and I'm just going to hot glue my stockings to the jute twine. And I know that this is probably not excuse me, the best way to secure them here, but to be quite honest, it is only going to be temporary. She's actually going to be pulling off that jute twine in the end anyway to unwrap these, and I just wanted them to kind of be held together temporarily. If you were going to be hanging these, or attach something that you wanted to be a bit more permanent, I would definitely recommend using a ribbon and sewing it as opposed to hot gluing it on there. Also, the twine tends to kind of disintegrate and fall apart over time. Jute twine really isn't the strongest material, but again, this was temporary. It was something that I just wanted to have there to make it look like they were all hanging together. everything is attached, I'm just going to add my tag up to the top, and I'm going to use another one of those red glitter clothespins that I have so many of, and hold that to the middle of my middle stocking here. And that is pretty much it. Again, if you have a sewing machine, this creates a bit of a wow factor. It's not super sturdy, and you do kind of have to make sure whatever you put in there is fairly small, but this is a really cool way to wrap your Christmas gifts this season, and uses up just large pieces of butcher paper or large 12 by 12 pieces if you have them. So I definitely recommend it. Hope you guys are having a happy holidays. We're getting down to the wire now. It's almost Christmas. We got 2 days. So hope you guys are enjoying these, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.